Thank you. Well, I'm going to talk about the issue I've been talking about for quite some time, and you want to talk about a scam that's going on right now. It's in the Camp Lejeune bill that we passed with the PACT Act. Unfortunately, some of my Democratic colleagues won't help me on it because the trial lawyers love the current situation. I really hope you guys can help. I really hope you guys can help. It's kind of shameful. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Trial Lawyers of America, I think one of the hearings that we had here several months ago said they've spent over $1 billion doing ads on TV. We've all seen them. You think they're doing it for the goodness of their heart to help those Marines and their families? Yeah, I don't think so. The contingency fees have been reported up to 40, 50, 60%. So the sick Marine and his family get the crumbs after the trial lawyers get 60%. There's no cap on contingency fees in that legislation. Shameful. We all know it's shameful. The American Legion has come out saying their #1 priority is my bill. VFW's come out. I think the DOJ, I think the VA is supportive of my bill. Like, this should be unanimous consent territory, but we got. It does, and we've compromised with everybody. It's 17% contingency fee cap and 12% for the filing fee. It's incredibly reasonable. I've moved it up almost 20%, well, almost 100% because I started at 10%. And remember, this bill, this is not like a big trial that the lawyers have to do. It's kind of the defenses of the government have been stripped. So do you guys have a view on this, and are you warning, Mr. Behrens, are you guys warning veterans, the Camp Lejeune families? I know the VA has been really concerned about it. By the way, the Biden administration Justice Department, when it was going through the markup, said this needs caps. This needs caps on attorney's fees. And unfortunately, some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle made sure there were no caps. Trial lawyers are loving it. Loving it. But my goodness, you want to talk about scamming. You want to talk about hurting families. You want to talk about hurting sick Marines. You want to talk about a zero-sum game. Either the Marines and their families get a nice benefit, which is what they've earned because there's a lot of sick Marines from Camp Lejeune, or the trial lawyers get a bigger cut. I've never dealt with an issue that's so black and white that should be fixed, and I can't get my colleagues to agree to it. Justice Department of the Biden administration wanted it. What do you guys think?
Thank you, Senator. I don't know that VA has been asked for views on that bill.
I think they have. I think you guys are supportive, but maybe you can come back to the committee and
okay,
say.
yeah,
I know you want caps.
Right.
There's no doubt. Don't you want caps? Contingency fee caps like you do for tort claims against the government. The federal law caps those.
Well, certainly on that bill, I would defer to any views we've already provided, and I would be happy to circle back with you on that.
But aren't you worried about, have you seen the ads?
Yes.
You can't help but see the ads.
We've all seen the ads, yes, and we're very concerned about those issues. And
you think those law firms are really doing it out of the goodness of their heart to take care of the sick Marines and their families?
There certainly seems to be potential for predatory practice.
Yeah, there is.
We are concerned about anything that will deplete veterans' enjoyment of the benefits that they've earned and similar things like that. We would emphasize that the Camp Lejeune provisions of the PACT Act do not relate to VA benefits. And
I know, but they relate to veterans.
Right.
So I know this is a little bit off topic, but it's not really off topic. This is the Veterans Affairs Committee. Well, I'm very passionate about this topic because I think it's just a straight up right-wrong issue. And I know my colleagues get, the trial lawyers have a lot of influence with the Democratic Party, but a choice between trial lawyers, sick Marines and their families should be 100-0. And I can't seem to move it. A little bit frustrated for me. Any other thoughts on that? Just that issue in general from anyone?
And Senator, yes.
Not my bill, but just like, come on, $1 billion of ads on TV?
Well, I know you and I spoke about it at the PACT Act hearing last fall.
Yeah.
And that's right after we set up the FAQ documents, and va.gov/Camp Lejeune is to address this very issue. And we know that that's not reaching everyone, so we're making sure we're doing print media, we're doing radio, we're doing TV. Not, obviously, not as much as has been invested by
Yeah.
many of the other commercials.
You're
but
definitely outgunned.
we're working toward that, and we can only get there with jointness across the federal enterprise and with our VSO partners, our state partners, our local county partners, and your offices in your states, and we appreciate y'all's help and can really.
Well, like I said, the American Legion and VFW have made this their resolutions that this is one of their top priorities. I think it's their top priority because they're worried. And John, you guys are doing this because you're worried as well, like you testified last fall, correct?
Yes, sir. We want to make sure that our veterans and their families know exactly where to go if they encounter different scam and fraud techniques related to Camp Lejeune or unrelated. And that's part of this broader awareness campaign that we're approaching from an all-government perspective.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say to the committee, I know the chairman's not here, but to his staff and everything, this is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I've compromised to get the numbers up because some of my Democratic colleagues wanted the contingency fees to be higher. Okay, I compromised. 17% is very generous. Dick Durbin's argument, oh, you won't get good lawyers unless it's 30%. That's, no offense, that's BS. 17% is fine. 12% for filing. My goodness, a monkey could file some of these fees. And we should just do that, compromise, and take care of these Marines and their families. Time's a wasting, right? I mean, how long do they have to file? 2 years? I think it's 2 years. And is that right? Do you guys know?
I'm sorry, I don't know that.
So anyways, but time is wasting. And I just think it's kind of a, this is about scams, veterans. This is a scam right in front of us. We could fix this tomorrow. And unfortunately, I'm getting roadblocks by some of my Senate colleagues, and it's just not right in my view. It's not even close to being right. I've compromised. I think we need to move the bill. But if the VA can come back and say, hey, 17%, 12%, we think that's fair, if you guys could officially mention, I think you've already been supportive, I think that would be really helpful. Could you guys do that? Or just take a look? I'm not telling you to.
Yes, absolutely. We'd be happy to take a look. And again, if we've provided views before, I'd certainly, we can circle back with you and confirm.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.